Yo, 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 what it do? It's the man behind the hands, Mo City Menis. And this is Bringing the Heat to the Ring from the Streets, and we back one more time with a very special guest. The person we have with us today is straight out of Port Arthur, Texas, 90 miles away from Houston, Texas. It ain't none other than the killer, Tayvien Alpough. What's up, baby?
What's going on?
Yeah. So I'm in here with a PA legend in the making, huh?
Yes, sir.
Man, so how you been, bro? You been all right?
Yeah, I've been cool. I've been just getting ready for this next one.
In camp mode?
Yes, sir.
Man, tell me about yourself, man. You know, I know that you from PA, you know what I'm saying? And it's home of some legendary greats out of Texas. So what was it like coming up in PA for you, bro?
It's like, it ain't, I don't know, PA is not really much out there and stuff like that. So I was just, of course they had like Pimp C, Bun B and stuff. If you're a boxer, then you gonna know about like Ronnie Shields, people like that. But other than that, it really ain't nothing going on out there.
So as a youngster, you already knew who Ronnie Shields was?
When I started boxing.
You started boxing, getting into it. Is he like a very herald name? They respect the dude out there?
Yeah, they bring him up a lot in the boxing scene.
So what is the boxing scene like in PA, just in general?
They got a couple gyms. When I was younger, it was I feel like it was a little more than what it is now. They had you know what I'm saying? They had a couple like pro fighters and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know, not around that area. It's just really a lot of amateurs and just like kids coming up and stuff like that.
So your upbringing as a kid, you know, so what kind of kid was you? You was a bad kid?
Nah, not really. Not like in school and then like that. Not when I first started. I used to start getting in trouble and stuff like that a lot around like middle school, high school.
Yeah.
Just be doing.
Yeah, just typical
Like,
mischievous stuff, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Yeah, man. So tell me this though. What got you into the boxing gym for the first time?
When I was in 3rd grade, I had a homeboy, his name Tayvien. He was boxing. He been boxing since he was like 5 or 4 or something like that. I was too small for like football and stuff like that. And I used to have to go to, my big brother would play football. I used to have to go to his practices and stuff. And I felt like, you know what I'm saying, I wanted to be
In there.
doing, yeah. So I met him and he boxed and stuff like that. So I had just told my dad like I wanted to go to the boxing gym.
Yeah.
And then he had brought us. And it was just raps from there.
From there. How old were you when that happened?
9 years old.
Like 9 years old. So you officially probably been boxing since you was 9.
Yes, sir.
So what can you say at 9 years old, boxing, what would it do for a typical 9-year-old, I guess, in your circumstance? Like, what did it do for you at 9, boxing?
You're gonna get like discipline, especially when it comes to controlling your emotions, because you can't really be emotional in a ring like that, nothing like that. So you're gonna learn real good values, not just in the ring, but also to use in life as well.
Yeah, that's facts. What point did you determine in your mind, hey, you know what? I'm gonna get into this amateur system and become an amateur fighter. When did that happen?
It took a while for me to get a fight because I've always been like real small. But as soon as I started fighting, I knew I just wanted to.
This is what you want to do?
I wanted to do. Yeah.
So where does it come in as a professional, like being a pro? I mean, you're an amateur. I know you seeing pros. Who were some pros that you were looking at growing up before you got into the pro realm of boxing? Who were you looking at saying, man, I love what he do, or I like what he do?
My favorite, always, of course, Floyd Mayweather.
Okay.
Floyd Mayweather.
Why Floyd? Just ask him.
Floyd was just the biggest at that time when I was boxing. Floyd Mayweather. That's just who you know what I'm saying? That's the first person that I was just like.
Because that's almost a normal thing for people to say, you know what I'm saying? Floyd, you know what I'm saying? Who else out there?
It was Floyd, Sugar Ray Leonard, Andre Ward. I was watching others. I liked Sean Porter when I was young too. I like
he get busy. Yeah. So would you like looking at these guys like, you know what, I'm gonna take a little bit of how he do this, I'm gonna take a little bit of how he do that, and I'm gonna apply it, or what was you on?
Yeah, of course. It was always try and be as multi-dimensional as you can.
So you
I
said
really like Sugar Ray Leonard. I was always trying to base my
Boom.
style off Sugar Ray
you
Leonard.
said
Like,
Sugar Ray. What from Sugar Ray did you take and adopt for yourself?
I used to like his hand speed.
Yeah.
His hand speed and his killer instinct.
You got
like-
that. You
yeah.
got that. You got that.
I feel like Sugar Ray Leonard, he had one of the when he got you hurt, he was gonna get you out of there for sure.
So how does that happen? Because the dude, like you're a young guy. So, you know, you're not around when he's active. Are you one of those people who go back and look at the old films or the old fights and go, man, you know, and start learning like that? How did you do it?
Yeah, I used to always watch, like when I was in like middle school and stuff at the bus stops, I used to be watching just fights and stuff, old fights, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like film study videos, or, you know, on YouTube they be having the film studies from like old legends and stuff like that. I used to be watching stuff like that.
Now, I know you were 4-0 now, right?
Yes, sir.
Man, I was there, front row, ringside, present at your very last fight, man. Man, you did the fool. You was out there doing and one tricks and everything, man. You was out there doing some wild stuff, man. How did you feel going into that fight? First off, you know what I'm saying? Because you went in there like you just won $1 million. So, you know, tell me how you was feeling.
Honestly, that was my first time fighting in Texas. So that was my pro fight. That was my first pro fight in Texas. So that was really the first time that the crowd was actually there to see me.
For you.
So I was like, before the fight, a little nervous about my performance, like making sure I have a good performance.
Mm-hmm.
But typically all the nervousness, it kind of like just go away, like once you get in the ring. And we had the game plan and I just stuck to it and I just executed it.
Man, you was out there landing 3 and 4 punch combinations on dude, man. You was out there 3, 2, 5. You know, I'm like, God, dog. You know what I'm saying? You showed a lot of different layers to your game, man. You was nice. The way you knocked dude out was absurd. You know what I'm saying?
I really didn't even think that punch was gonna knock him out.
It was like, what, a left hook?
Yeah,
You was moving
like
laterally.
Move, and then I stopped moving and I was like southpaw.
Yeah,
from
yeah.
right there.
And I guess he didn't even see it coming. You know what I'm saying? You set him on his pockets. You know what I'm saying? I know that felt good.
Yeah, that was,
So going into the fight, you nervous and things like that. I couldn't see that nervousness in the middle of the fight. So in the middle of the fight, are you like entrenched in it to where all that nervousness is out the way or what?
Yeah, by the time I'm in the ring, that's gone. All that's gone.
Like at the first punch lick off, you good after that?
Even before that,
Yeah.
really kind of like ring walk, I'm locking in.
Yeah.
By the time as soon as I'm in the ring, I'm locked in. I'm there.
Man, you got a fight coming up pretty soon, right?
Yes, sir.
So, man, what are you doing differently, I guess, from the last camp to going to this next camp for this future fight on the 19th, right?
Yes, sir.
What are you doing differently, or if there is anything, or it's just the same process, rinse, wash, repeat? You know, I was like, what are you doing to prepare for that?
Right now I'm making sure that I'm sharp and just on point, ready for whatever.
Yeah.
Because you just really never know. Especially at these levels, you never know what somebody can bring to the table. So you just got to be ready for everything.
You spend some time working with bigger names, sparring and stuff like that, huh? You know, talk to me.
I done sparred Shakur twice. Used to spar.
Let's stop right there. Because I mean, when I hear it, I gotta ask, man. How good on a scale do you gauge him from being in the ring with him?
He 10 for sure. I sparred him right after I had won nationals for the first time, and he wasn't in there. He was in camp. He had just started camp. I forget who he was going to fight, but I could tell he wasn't in there really trying to fuck me up or nothing.
Yeah.
You
good.
Like that. But I could still, like, it was levels. That's why I was like, okay.
You say it's levels. Tell me, how did you know the difference, like in the ring? You know what I'm saying? Where were you like, oh shit, it's a different level to this?
Yeah, it was like, it was hard for me to get to really hit him. It was hard for me to hit him, and usually it's not really hard for me to hit somebody. So I'm like, all right. I'm saying, and I'm fresh out the amateurs and stuff, so I was like, okay. I'm saying I gotta get up there to them levels.
Man, that's dope to even have a marker to when you first get started to see yourself against somebody who is on the highest of elite levels, you know, and work with them and then be able to gauge yourself, and then you know where you need to work for after that point. So, you know, with sparring people like that on that level, does it add to your game? But does it add layers to your IQ, or what does it do?
I feel like it definitely does. But I think all sparring can add levels. I think you gotta, as long as you go in there and you utilize the sparring to practice what you've been learning, you're gonna keep growing. That's how you gain. That's how you
Tell me how important discipline is for you as far as being you a young dude, bro. And when I was your age, I was out here messing up. You know what I'm saying? And I was out here making the wrong decisions. And you here with us right now, you making the right decisions. How important or imperative is it for somebody in your age range who's pursuing boxing the way they are? What's the keys and discipline that you follow?
I always been staying out the way. That's always just been like my little type. But as far as discipline, I feel like without it, of course you can make it somewhere, but it's gonna catch up. No matter what it's gonna catch up. Especially in them higher levels, like them world title fights.
Yeah.
When y'all both elite fighters,
Mm-hmm.
that's where that discipline gonna really start playing a part.
So where are you looking or seeing yourself down the road? We talking like, you know, your career is relatively brand new. So let's just say, you know, 4 or 5 year span. Where is Mr. Alpough in the grand scheme of boxing in that time frame?
I'm trying to be 4, 5 years, hopefully. I know for sure world champion, if not multi-division world champion. You know what I'm saying? That's one of my biggest goals. Grabbing belts.
How big do you think you're gonna be as far as in weight?
I don't know, cause I'm a small dude.
You fighting at what, 118?
112. I fight anywhere from 108 to 115.
That's what I'm saying. For you to be able to do that, you probably got a nice stretch where you know get a little bigger, huh? Or you just more comfortable in the lower spaces?
I'm always around my fight weight.
So you live in like the weight range of you fighting that? You just walk around there?
Yeah.
That's pretty dope, you know what I'm saying? That in itself take discipline, you know what I'm saying? Because I know you like food, you know what I'm saying? You know, I'll be tripped out because people be like, yeah, man, I fight at 112. And you be like, bro, that hamburger look good though, bro. You ain't gonna eat that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I still eat how I want. Like I eat. You know what I'm saying? It's just, the weight just don't, I guess I'm just active so much, the weight just don't really pick up on me.
Yeah, that's dope though, man. You know, watching you do your thing, and I didn't even know that was your first fight in Texas. So you know, I feel honored and privileged to have seen the first time you fought in the state. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I couldn't wait to chop it up with you after the fight because I'm like, man, this dude just killed it, man. You know what I'm saying? And I know going forward, you got a lot of aspirations and a lot of goals that you're setting for yourself. You know, I don't think it's a lot of young guys that's able to kind of put it together like that. Do you have like somebody working with you? You know, whether been with the same coach forever or
my dad,
your pops, right?
Yeah, my dad.
So talk to me. How important is your pops in your life, as far as just in your life and with boxing?
My dad always, for me, been like obviously person to look up to. You know what I'm saying? So it really wouldn't matter what I was doing. He'd always kind of be like, you know what I'm saying, there for me to support that dream and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
like that, yeah.
Yeah, because you know, I have the highest level of respect for the father-son combination. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no man on the planet that's gonna want to see you do better than them other than him. Right. So you know what I'm saying? Just know that person is in your corner and telling you things. It probably make it a lot easier to just, you know, listen to good advice, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Knowing they ain't got no ulterior motives and things like that, you know. But man, bro, I know you got a gang of stuff to get going on today. I know you be running the miles and you got to put them rounds in and things like that, man. I'm gonna be there on July 19th. Man, go ahead and let the people know when the next time you fight and what that look like.
I'm back in the ring July 19th at the Bayou City Event Center. You know what I'm saying? We're going for 5-0. 5 knockouts. You know what I'm saying? Y'all make sure y'all pull up. It's going to be a show. I guarantee you. Always going to be a show. It's going to be beautiful to watch.
So there you go. It's going to be a show with your boy Alpough. You know, that's how we do it, man. You know, Alpough, man, we appreciate you pulling up on you. And you know what this is? This is bringing the heat. You know, we in the ring from the street. It's your man behind the hands, Mo City Menis, and we out.
This is Tayvien Alpough, and you're tuned in to Bringing the Heat.